topic is inner illumination. According to the dictionary, glow up is an informal term for a positive personal transformation. Ernest Holmes writes, oops. Okay, I need to. Ernest Holmes writes, the mystic sees reality in a flash which illuminates the whole being with a great flood of light. All mystics have seen this cosmic light. If a spiritual treatment could be seen, and a spiritual treatment merely means the mind unifying with good, it would be seen as a pathway of light. And then let us affirm together. My spiritual practice supports my illumination. And with great honor, I welcome Reverend Eugene Holden.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is on. It is on. It is on. It is on. You guys can hear me, right? Yeah, you can hear me. Because I project. Now, the microphone, I don't know about that part, but my end's done. So you guys let me know. It's not coming through the mic. It's not coming through the mic. Yes, it is. Yes, it is on. I did my part a while ago. Turn it down just a bit because I'm about to say, good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Are you doing great? You doing great? And then turn to your neighbor and say, it's good to see you. I'm doing great. And then turn to your other neighbor and say the same thing. Yes, yes, yes. I tell you, life is good. Life is good. So today's talk is inner illumination. Let me turn this on. Hang on, just gotta get this together right here. And go. Dr. Holmes reminds us in this beautiful book called The Thing Called You, there is a lamp within you, already lighted. As you walk through the tunnel, the darkness will disappear because of this light. Now, here's an interesting thing. We're talking about light. But you know, we can't have the light without the dark. Ricky Byers has a great chant, and in this line, or a song, not a chant, it's a song, and it says, the stars remind us that the seed needs the darkness to grow. So in order for us to tap into that light, sometimes we are going through some dark times, right? And everybody has their version of what's, dark. It's a dark night of the soul. Sometimes it's a dark week of the soul. But it's that light, it's that inner light that we are wanting to get to. So when I'm going to reread that from Holmes because it goes into something else, right? There is a lamp within you already lighted. As you walk through the tunnel, the darkness will disappear because of this light. In the Lamsa translation of the Bible, Dr. Lamsa, or it's the verse Matthew, it goes like this. The eye is the lamp of the body. If therefore your eye be bright, your whole body is also lighted. In the King James Version, it talks about if your eye is single, then your body will be filled with light. And so in the King James Version, when we talk about when your light being single, it means not, he didn't say eyes, he said your eye, meaning metaphorically speaking, that third eye, the pineal gland, that third eye. And when that eye is single on your purpose of being the light, then your whole body and body of affairs is now filled with light. So far, so good? It is good to see all of your faces. It really is. Oh, my goodness. But now I want to take this to some quantum physics. Jim and Susan, the quantum revelation. Yeah, see. We live in a self-observing universe. Breathe that in. We live in a self-observing universe. We are the instruments through which the universe becomes aware of its creative nature. The question then becomes, how do we hold up a mirror to ourselves and we ourselves are the mirror? For we are simultaneously the mirror, the light it reflects, and the eyes that see the reflection. Let me say that again. For we are simultaneously at the same time the mirror, we are the light it reflects, and we are the eyes that see the reflection. Oh my goodness, you understand how beautifully crafted you are, right? You are that light. You are the light. And it goes on to say everything is part of one unified quantum system with no separation to be found anywhere. There's no separation. So when we sometimes going through these days, in our lives, and sometimes there are dark days. Sometimes there are dark days. I have had people say, God, now I can say this, right? Reverend Eugene, that's so good. See, you don't understand what it took for me to get REV. 20 years of work. Beautiful stuff. But they say, thank you. They say, Reverend Eugene, you make this sound so easy. I'm like, you just don't know. I have to practice this every single day. Every single day. Because I got to be truthful with you, right? And this hasn't happened in a long time because of my practice, but there was a period of time where I would wake up in fear. I'd wake up going, they're going to find out that I'm an imposter. They're going to find out that I'm not as good as I appear or I pretend to be. I would wake up in this fear, and then I would have to go, dude, you're tripping. That's not funny. This is actually it is. But this is even before I get out of bed. This was before I got out of bed. I'd wake up, someone's going to find out something wrong. So I was in this darkness. I was in the dark pit of self-judgment, judging myself. In essence, because the reflection was what I was putting out there is I'm not good enough and people are going to find out. Right? And so that fear was, let me just not say anything. Let me just kind of tiptoe through life. Spirit was like, oh no, we don't tiptoe. We do not tiptoe. We dance, we sing, we jump, we laugh, we joy, right? But hang on, it took me a while to get to the point where it's like, that wasn't true. That voice that was saying I wasn't good enough wasn't true. And what was having me start to open up was that light that was within saying, you know what? It's time for us to shine. It's time for us to shine. So when we put out, we want to be aware of what we put out, because what we put out, we're going to receive, right? So if I put out an energy, because my energy creates my reality. Thank you, Dr. Joe Dispenza. My energy creates my reality, so we want to be aware of the energy that we put out there, because what we put out is going to come back. So if I have an energy of, woe is me, oh, nothing's going to sound like Eeyore, right? Nothing ever happens right here for me. Well, in the universe always says what? Yes. This side is great. The universe always says, thank you. I heard you, Candace, the first time. I'm sorry. So we want to be aware of the energy that we put out there. And what is light, if nothing else but energy? What is sound, if nothing but energy? Everything is energy. So when we put out the light, when we put light out there, we're going to have light come back to us. My energy creates my reality. Let me tell you just a really quick story of walking into a restaurant, and I go to the host, and I always do this. How are you doing today? Because my energy creates my reality, right? How are you doing today? Great, how are you doing? The woman behind the counter cooking the food says, my God, I love your energy. It is great. Thank you. Had a good time. The bill comes and they cut that in half. Why? Because of the energy. We love this guy, Right? I've had that happen. I've had people pay for my meals because they heard me singing at the table, and it's just me, and I'm just singing as I'm reading my book, and I'm like going, your energy, right? So all of that has to do with your light. What are you choosing to come out with? So because what we put out is reflected back to us. So now let me go back to my notes. So we've talked about homes. We went to the Bible. We went to quantum physics. Now let me go to a hip hop artist named Talib Kweli. Of course, right? And it's called this joint is called Right at Home. WRITE, at home, right at home. There's so much wisdom in this. It's just in this one part, talking about reflection. I can't see my own face without a reflection, whether it be your reaction to my expression, a mirror, or water. I need the outside to see the inside, which is where I reside. Through this understanding, I know that all things are one. Breathe that in. That first line, I can't see my own face without a reflection, whether it be your reaction to my expression, a mirror, or water. I need the outside to see the inside, which is where I reside. Through this understanding, I know that all things are one. People talk about everything is a reflection of our consciousness. I tend to say, well, not everything. Not everything. Now, I can recognize it because it could be a part of me that is there. However, it doesn't necessarily reflect my consciousness. And because we are all one, we can recognize what I may not want to do. I don't want to reflect that. I don't want to reflect that. Be nice. Don't be kind. Be nice. Be nice. Okay, be kind. There's a difference. So there are people in politics all over the nation. I don't care. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. It doesn't matter who the congressman. It doesn't matter what's going on. People do people stuff, right? So it doesn't matter what we want to do is not allow ourselves to say, well, what part of that person am I reflecting? Or is that reflecting back to me? No. What it's reflecting back, what it's showing me is how not to be. Right? So sometimes people come into our lives to show us what I am not willing to say yes to. That makes sense? Good. So now, we talk about the light. Oh, see, this is great. Going back to Matthew, the book of Matthew, you are indeed the light of the world. A city that is built upon a mountain cannot be hidden. Consciously speaking, the mountain is your consciousness. Metaphysically speaking, the mountain is your consciousness. A city that is built upon the mountain cannot be hidden. Can't hide yourself. Stop hiding. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand so that it gives light to all who are in the house. The house is where we all are all the time. Let your light so shine before mankind that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. I want to take a pause in that last line, to glorify your Father in heaven. That was Yeshua Messiah's way. That was his name for Allah or God, right? But Allah, God, whatever you want to call it, divine spirit in heaven. Heaven is where? Within, right? So what we are glorifying, my brothers and sisters, that which is within us. What we are shining forth is that which is within us. What we are wanting to do, come on now, is to show up as the beautiful light of love, of beauty, of spirit, of joy, of rhythm. I can't help it. So it just happens. Thank you, right? You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. And in order for us to shine that light, what's the first thing we have to do? And I always bring it back to the steps of prayer. So what's the first thing that we want to do in order for us to shine our light? Practitioners, what is it that we're going to do first? To recognize, oh yeah, right where I am the light. Oh, yeah. Let me recognize that. And those dark times that I went through allows me to show up as the light. Oh, that's why I went through that. Oh, to get me here. Now that I've recognized that I am the light. Wait. Then I go, oh, wait a minute. I am, what's the second step? I am one with the light. Oh, now the party's on. Because now, once I recognize that, okay, there is light and I am of that, and then I'm one of the light, I am with the, now in that third step, which is, Dr. Holmes would say that would be declaration. Now I declare from that place of being the light what it is that I want to experience. Let me put my light on what I want to realize. Does that make sense? So we want to shine our light on being abundant. We want to shine our light. Oh, really? Thank you. We want to shine our light on being healthy. Let me tell you what that really was, right? I want you to close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and imagine that light is filling up every cell in your body. That every cell is lit up with the light. Now, some of you can open your eyes. Some of you may feel a vibration. Some of you might not, and that's okay. Whether or not you feel it, it's still happening because we are of the light. Science has given us the knowing, the knowledge that same energy that creates stars is the same energy that lights up every cell in our body. That same power, that same presence that causes the world to spin on its axis over 900 miles an hour, oh my God, is the same intelligence that allows us to be still. That same intelligence that causes the sun to shine is that same intelligence that lights our way. It's up to us to step into it. It's up to us to be that light. When Scripture says, and all it is talking about is us, when Scripture says that you are the light of the world, you can take that to the bank and cash it for sure. Because the truth is you are, each and every one of us, each and every one of you, we are the light that lights up the world. We are the light that lights up every person that comes into our conscious awareness. To me, that's a cause for celebration. I don't know about you, but for me, it's like, yes, I get to do this. I get to show up and just be joy. But not just me, but you and you and you. We know you. That's Dean. And you and you and you and you. Everybody. So now, here's the question. Oh, yeah, and you guys in the back there that make this thing work. So here's the question. Are you willing to show up as the light? Whew, I'm glad you said yes. Can you show up as the light? Yes. Yeah, of course you can. I love the word can, because that's the trick question, right? Because can means the ability to do so, right? So can you show up as the light? Yes. Here's the question, will you show up as the light? Yes. See? For this and for so much more, I am so very grateful because I am in a room full of light beings. And so, in closing, Genesis. In the beginning, God said, let there be light. Yes. But the gospel according to Reverend Eugene. In the beginning, God said, lighten up. It's not that serious. Right? But also, lighten up is not that serious, but also turn up your light. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. And now we're going to anchor this in prayer. Thank you, Deb. Whew. Take a breath. How grateful I am for this moment. How grateful I am for this breath. For this breath. For this breath is the breath of the infinite. The breath that I breathe, the breath that you breathe is the breath of the divine. It is that breath that oxygenates the blood which feeds all of the organs. It is the breath that reminds us that there's only this moment right here, right now, because we cannot take a breath for 2 minutes from now, nor can we take a breath from 3 minutes ago. We can only breathe in this moment. And in this moment, I recognize that there is this infinite intelligence from which all things are created. And it may be called by different names. It's called God. It's known as Allah. It's known as Krishna. It's called Yahweh. It's called Olodumare or Vudun. Great-grandfather, great-grandmother. But whatever we call it into our conscious awareness, recognizing that it is the very essence of all that there is. And as I recognize and acknowledge that it is everywhere, present at all times, I know that at all times it is present right where we are. Right here, right now, God is, we are. Right here, right now, love is, we are. Right here, right now, light is, we are. And so it is in my conscious awareness of our oneness in God that I speak this word on behalf of this beautiful community that we know as Centers for Spiritual Living Delaware. I know that as each and every one of us step into and then stand in the divinity of our being, we say, yes, we are ready to be the light. We are lit up with spirit. We are lit up with love. We are lit up with joy. We are lit up with compassion. We are lit up with the unconditional love of life. Bring someone to your awareness and call out their name. Bring someone to your awareness and call out their name. These names are the names of the infinite. Now call out your own name. These are the names of the divine light that lights up the world. So knowing that we stand boldly because we have called our names, we stand boldly as the light, we allow ourselves freedom to come out of the darkness to shine our light, because when the light shines, the darkness disappears. For this, and for so much more than these eyes can see, these ears can hear, and these words can ever convey, I remain forever grateful and thankful. I release this word into the law of yes, knowing that as the law takes this word, it molds it and shapes it, it divines and designs and creates it, and then returns it unto us completely fulfilled, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowingly fulfilled. And fulfilled, we simply allow it to be. And so it is. And so it shall be. Amen. Peace and blessings. Thank you, Dad.
Beautiful.